Okay guys, I'm back, and what we have here is a 40 by 40, really big, and I put in the push pins on the back and we're ready to do some pouring. Now what I was thinking about was I'm gonna pour with the colors that I had yesterday. I'm gonna do a 4-cup flip with negative space, and we'll see what happens. So I have to get 4 cups. One, two, three, 4. And I will put this aside for a bit. Let me put that away. Don't want to get it all smushy. So I have the same colors, all Winsor and Newton. They're all mixed. This is the Naples yellow. Looking a little thick to me though. Yeah, it'll work. Naples yellow with the titanium white in it. That's the second one, 4th one. And all the turquoises. And we've talked about this. This is phthalo green and blue and titanium white. Or you can use mixing white. And the more blue you put in, the more it goes to blue. The more green you put in, the more it goes to turquoise green. So it's pretty much up to you what you mix it, how you mix it. That one's empty. Then I'm gonna come in with that burnt sienna. Maybe I'll put it in 3 and not in 4. See what happens. That's the last of it. Then I'd like some nice dark brown. And we will be putting the dark in here. A lot of it. And a little bit in this one. That's it. Then a little bit more of the turquoise, other color. That's that. Empty, empty, empty. A little bit of room. Some more of the Naples yellow. There we go. I was almost going to do a squish in a bag, but I'm a little bit hesitant because this is going to be such a big painting. That's the last of that one. This cleans it all up pretty nicely. So a little bit of the light blue. And I think we're ready to go. Okay. Putting the cups aside. I'm getting really nervous about this iPad that I'm not going to lose the video again, because I just lost video. I only had audio left over. That was really nasty. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is Naples yellow with a lot of titanium, but also without the silicone because it's the background color. So that's that. Getting it all out. And I have a little more. Okay, MT2. What I am going to do is get my, ooh, I lost my big palette knife. I don't know where it is. Okay. I do want to smooth it out just a little. And I am going to torch it because I see a lot of air bubbles in it. So that's what we're going to do. There's a lot in the middle here. But maybe that will give it some sort of a new look. Who knows? So nice and smooth. Now I don't have much to go, you know, to tilt. As you can see, I'm pretty much covering all the canvas almost. Why not do it all the way? Because I'm thinking maybe we don't want to have it too much tilted. Have we ever thought about that? So let me get a brush. Brush. You know, that just might be really cool if we don't have to really tilt too much. So let's see about that. Oops, there's a little hair in there. We don't want that one in there. So I'm making sure the sides are all covered so that if we don't want to tilt, we don't really have to. That's two sides. And normally I don't really like keeping these paints upside down too long because you know what I always say, the silicone will rise to the top and then there won't be much cells going on, but we'll see what happens because the paint was a little thick, a little thicker than I normally use, so maybe it'll just keep the, oh, I contaminated it. So maybe it'll keep the silicone under wraps, who knows. Okay. It's all covered right now. Look at that. Okay, are we ready, people? Yes? Okay, here we go. I think I'll push them, you know, like I usually do, the push and pull. So I'm gonna tilt it a little bit. That's one. That's two. That's three. There's still a lot of paint in these cups. That's four. Now let's see what we got. Ooh. Going over the side, letting it come down. Oops, that one has to come down too. And there we have it. Wow. That is beautiful. Gotta clean my hands. And just let it do a couple of little cells all by its own. And then I'm gonna come in with my torch. I think I'll do a little bit bigger torch. See what happens. Ooh, there's a lot of tiny cells, really small ones. Yeah, let's turn this one off. This doesn't have much power, not the same as this one has. Okie dokie. Not really into it. Oh, I do like this though. That is beautiful, but this is a tiny piece that is really beautiful, and the rest is mediocre. And I like that. That is beautiful too. What to do, what to do. Let's see if we can get some of this paint I have left over. Because I emptied all the cups, so I don't have any more paint. So we're having a little problem here because we don't like the pour. Not really liking it, but what are we gonna do? I think I'll have to swipe it, guys, because this is totally not what I was looking for. There's a lot of paint coming on the table, and I'm going to swipe it. Now don't cry, gotta do it. Oop, missed a bit. No, I missed a little up here too. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh boy, I can hear you guys. Let's see what happens. You know what I think? I think I overdid it with the with keeping the paint so long, because this was paint from this weekend, but also from the weekend before that and the weekend before that. So I think I overdid it with putting all those paints together. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay. For a background it'll be cool, but we're not going for a background, so I'm looking how much paint I have on the table. How do I get it off? I'm making a mess of things. So today is just not a good day, I guess. Sometimes you just have to give up, right? You just have to think that, you know, it's not meant to be, but we'll see what we can do. Okie dokie, let's see what we can do. Ooh, you can't see what I just did. There you go. But it's not showing up very well, but maybe, you know, that might be a good thing. Need some more paint. Oh, this is the biggest mess I've made in a long while. Scooping all my paint up. That doesn't matter. Sometimes I just like making a big fat mess. Who cares? That's that one. And one more down here. Okay, now I really want some color, but I'm just not sure how to do that. And I'm gonna make it move a little. See what it gives us. That's a lot of paint on the table here. Okay. Let's see if we'll put it up this way. Interesting. Like it better than the swipe. It's kind of got some flowy stuff going on, which I can work with. I do have to fill in the corner here. I got paint flying all over the place. That's the corner. And another one here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Only thing I'm gonna do is add, oh yeah, that's what you guys asked me to do. Let us do a little bit of bronze, yeah, bronze. Gotta get my gloves on. Okay, because you guys asked me if I could put the Resi, that Resi tint metallic stuff in here. So we're gonna see what happens. Okay, the first thing I can tell you guys is when you mix it, see how different it is? So there's some that comes to the top, it floats, and some of it sinks. That's really weird. Really funny too. I've never seen that happen. So I'm going to put it in a little tiny container, and here we go. Wow, that is different. Because it's all coming up to the surface, that stuff, the metallic. Let me do a little one more because and now I want to go through it with something. Because I want it to feather out just a little bit, because you don't want to have it completely straight. Okay. A little bit more in my little cup. So I can tell you this, guys, it is totally different from just normal mica. I can tell you that. It is absolutely nothing like it. So it's totally different. And you can't compare the two. There's stuff that, some sort of a part of this Resi tint just pops to the surface. It just floats, and that's really cool. Look at that. Can you see how shiny that is? And it's doing its own thing. It's sort of spreading and doing all sorts of organic stuff. So I'm gonna do just one more. Whoops. Let's see where we're gonna put this one. I think I'd like to have it up here. Make that a little thicker. Here we go. And this one coming up here. Yeah, this is pretty. See that? That is really pretty. Just wanted to spread it a little, see what that does to it. I'm gonna keep it just like this. Oh, that's it, the corners. Really gotta finish those corners though. Oops. Let that come down there. Okay, I think I'm gonna do some marker work on this. I think I'm gonna do that, yeah. Because I'd like to see some sort of leaves or something like that. Maybe even a double pour on top, who knows. Let's just let this dry. See what happens to this Resi tint when it's dry. But this is totally different from all the micas I've ever tested. Because this stuff floats. I don't know why it floats, but it just comes whoop up to the surface. And then it spreads out. It does some weird thing and sort of it pulls together but spreads out a little bit, so you get these really beautiful edges, not, you know, straight edges, but let me get you in close. Can you see that? Look at that. Really organic, really beautiful. Not like someone put that on there, but it just did its thing, and that's what I like. So I'm gonna put this one away, and I'll show you this week when it's dry. And ooh, I'm gonna get this bronze. I'll get a marker, bronze marker. That's what I could do, and then put the leaves on. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Now, lots of paint left over. More paint on the table than there was on the canvas. And I'm just gonna let it come down a bit and do one swipey swipe. I will be swiping all this paint in a bit, people, but I won't bore you to death with it. I know some people like to watch me do that, but this is for just to have a inventory of swish washes to do hearts. Because I'm not really expecting much out of it, because it's been manipulated so much, and when you do that to your paint, you know, you won't get really beautiful swipes, because most of it is already turned a little bit green, like you see here, the green color. And that happens because, you know, we manipulate the paint that much. And then when you scrape it off the table again, you'll have this, you know, you'll be moving it even more and it gets muddy. Oops, a lot of paint on the floor also. My husband's gonna love that. He can't understand why I can work in a mess like this. He's always really tidy, or he was when he worked. He really, you know, all his tools were always clean and tidy, and he knew exactly where everything was. And I'm exactly the opposite. I know where nothing is. But I think I have more fun. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay. Now, let's see what this does. I took it off the table as, you know, softly as I could. But as you can see, the cells are really, really tiny. And I'll keep it, you know, just for, as backup for the hearts, but I'm not too fond about it. And then I'll show you up close what that Resi stuff does. Okay, we're gonna get some paint and we're gonna put the Resi on there. Oops, let's put some more Resi in there. Okay, and then we're gonna pour it on top. I want you to see what it does. So we poured it on top, and you can see some of it going through the paint. And then all of a sudden, it comes back up. See that? It is so weird stuff. But I can tell you, it's totally different than the micas I have, or the ones sold by Color Art. This just bounces back up. This is really, really funny. What you can't do with this is really tight lines. That you can do with the other mica, you know, where I've used the syringe. And you can do that with Color Art. But this one sort of does its own thing. It bounces back up, as you can see. But it has like, it's like an oil film on top of water, something like that. And you can work with it. You can do this to it. And it still stays on top. So funny. See that? Still stays on top. Even though we have pretty much, as you can see, a big layer of paint on it. So now I'm gonna drop it. Look at that. Wow, it just comes back up. That is for me so interesting. Let's get last out of the cup. Do one more. Whoops. See, you just see it. Oh, you can't see it, but I see it just popping back up. It's unreal. Let's see what it does now. It just comes back up. That is cool. So that's a good thing, because you know, then you don't just have to use it in your resin. You can use it in your paint. Just one little smooshy. And let's do a little torchy. Seeing what warmth does to it, if anything. No, not much. It just bunches together. It does sell. See that? Got all these little cells in it. So that works. That is pretty. Let me show you up close. If I can get it off the table. There you go. See? It just still floats. it just stays on top. So that's the good thing about it. Okay, people, I'm gonna clean up this big mess. See how much this goes to green. Just one more touch and it's all gone to green. There's a little stripes in there, but most of it is just green now. And a beautiful green. Might keep it because but there's the Resi tint in there, so I wouldn't dare. But see how quickly that happens? And that's a question I get a lot, because people say my colors are all the same. Well, that's what happens when your paint is too thin and you work it too much. That's when this happens. Then it all goes together and you get one big color. And this is a beautiful color though. Look at that. It is really sort of a jade-like green. So I'll scoop it up. Who knows? We might use it someday. Let me just do one test. I still got another one here with old paint in it. Let's see if that sells. Yeah, it does. I'll keep that paint. That'll work out. Okay, guys, I'm gonna stop right now. Gonna take the gloves off. Stop the video. Hope I have video and not only audio, but I love you all to pieces. See you in the next one.